Guys, I'm here to give you gist on how you can make any female squirt. Now, the key thing here is creating that right environment for it to happen. So realistically, squirting is experience when a woman is able to relax and just let go. Ooh. Don't forget the towels, baby, because it's going to be messy in there, okay? So when she's ready, invite her to lay down and relax. And at this stage, you're ready for step 2, which is the build up. Look, I know it seems like a whole lot of time and work. I agree, because the man who is a Greek god doesn't pay attention to time. He needs to maintain his status at that by imprinting his name on her lips and in her thoughts and in her coochie. So guys, don't play the rush game. Great lovers take their time, and they understand that women take longer to open up and get aroused. Plus, they understand that there is something called the orgasm gap, which is real. It's one of the reasons women never get to come alongside their men. So in order to change that game, you would want to start with a massage of a whole body from head to toe, just to activate every inch of her body. Touch her, caress her, and just slowly build that arousal she feels. And of course, this is already part of the journey, all right? The more time you devote to this simple build-up steps, the easier it will be to make her squirt when you get to the G-spot. All right? Now, have a lay on her stomach and pay particular attention to her midsection. Here. Walk on her upper thigh. Kiss this. You know what to do. I've told you time and time again. You know the sensitive parts, that you know the button that gets her off. You should be her kryptonite. All right? Walk on every part of her body. Her upper thighs, her bumps, her hips, her inner thighs. The idea is to get her to release and be relaxed. Give her what I call full body tantric massage, where you're sensually massaging all of her body as you're neck deep emotionally into it. Because when you're emotionally invested in what you're doing at that particular time, you're sending energy. Both of you are, transmitting energy. So whatever energy that you're transmitting to her, she is getting same and also forwarding it back to you. These things are, we're all human. We're human beings made up of energy, whether you want to believe it or not. So whatever you're giving out, she definitely is taking in, and she's also giving you what she's receiving from you, what sort of energy, whatever energy she's receiving from you. Do you get what I mean? So your energy has got to be right. Your intentions have got to be right, so that you create that vibration of relaxation. Am I making sense? If that makes sense at all. So you start kissing the inner thighs and the corners of her vulva. The corner of her vulva, and then you eventually walk your way into the powerhouse. Now, the aim here is to get her whole body ready to receive you, so that when you eventually do put your hands close to the opening of her juicy part, she should almost automatically draw you in with her pelvic muscles when she's ready. All right? And it's mad if she's the one pulling you in. You know that you've done a great job with the foreplay. And so you don't dare mess up the real action now, bros. The real action is in my step 3, which is the G-spot stimulation and squirting. So when you feel her drawing you in, insert 2 fingers and start making your way to the G-spot. All right, we've talked about the G-spot. If you've been an OG on my channel, you will know that we've talked about the G-spot. So by now you know how to locate the G-spot. All right, great. So the G-spot is about 2 inches inside the outer edge of the juicy part. So when you slot your 2 fingers in, like towards the navel, you would find a small spongy texture, bob-like kind of feeling there. Now you've got to realize that the G-spot is the end of the powerhouse. All right, the powerhouse is the knob right there that you see the outer part, you know. But it is an extension. It is an extension of the powerhouse. So you should be feeling a small spongy spot, and that's what you should be stimulating. Now here is a pro tip that I haven't heard anywhere else, you know. So rather than feeling for when you're in the right spot or doing the right movement, listen for it. What do I mean by listen for it? The louder the noise she makes, especially if you know that she's not faking it, the closer you are. So you could also encourage her to vocalize, because to fully let go, she will need to be vocal. So let her know that anything is acceptable. So here is the technique, the come to me movement. So you sit to the right of your woman with her legs open, or you could even be in front, in between, all right? And then you start to make her move back and forth. Then you put your index finger as deep as you can and, walk your way forward, using sound as a guide to know when you get to the right spot. Has sound. But I need you to begin slowly and gently. Don't rush it. And make sure that your fingers are clean. Now let her guide you the whole time, all right? Watch her reactions and do whatever allows her to be open more and, what makes her feel more aroused. It's very important to help her relax through this process. Now you also need to tell her how sexy she is, how hearing her moan turns you on. These things, dirty talking, gets women really more aroused and wet, all right? Now, as I said earlier, now is a time for the real sauce. Now is a time for the secret sauce, all right? So if you feel safe that you're doing the right techniques, that should cover for about 80 to 90% of women who can squirt with what I explained earlier. But what about the others who, regardless of these efforts, can't still squirt? Well, I think that oftentimes, right, it is due to them tensing their stomach. They just can't relax that area. So something you can try is placing your left hand on their stomach to make them aware of the tension. Just encourage her to relax and let go. And if they can't relax, squirting can happen. That's the fact. That's the honest truth. If your woman cannot relax, she will not be able to squirt. So if you bring her legs up and you bend them towards her shoulders, it becomes very hard for her to tense up, all right? Now that's when you start to try the come to me motion. And remember, the consistency and rhythm matters. Be consistent with your come to me motion until she explodes. With that, you would be able to squirt. Now, you just need to remember that every woman is different and we experience pleasure differently. So don't expect her to have a certain way of showing up, just like your ex or whatever showed up. Last but not the least, now, unlike the clitoral orgasm, women can, often have several G-spot orgasm. It might look like a wave. Now, when a woman reaches her peak, before you know it, her arousal is going to back up. She might find herself climaxing again. That's how most women get, multiple orgasms at a go with a man who pays attention to details. So I think that I am done with today's edition of Juiciness. I reckon that this is a great exercise to start with, as your woman does not necessarily feel the pressure to perform. you're the one who is performing on her, and you're the one who is paying attention. But once she realizes that she can squirt, it just opens a whole new dimension to her orgasmic experience. It will now become a lot easier for her to squirt even while you're having proper intercourse. All right, there are endless possibilities to all of this. So anyways, go try this with wifey and let me know your testimonies in the comment section. And if there are other ways that you think that women can reach their orgasms, women can squirt, there are other techniques that you've used, please don't you fail to put it in the comment section. I would like to learn. All right, I would like to learn. Nobody is above learning. We learn every day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until I come your way again, do have a blessed day. Mwah.